So let's say you're a brand new trader, you've done your first back test. You've probably, if you're a new trader and you've done your first back test, you probably spent a little too much time back testing, but you have something that you think is getting good. Now let's just stay in kind of the back testing world from there. What is the trigger that you say, okay, this is the thing that should push a new trader into trading, and then we'll talk about maybe all the different steps to then, get to a full size trade from there.
Yeah. Well, I've talked a lot about on my newsletter about looking at the equity curves as you're creating a strategy, because that's really, it tells a complete story about what it's going to feel like when you trade it. I mean, every trader that's ever quit during a drawdown, right? So
hey, you don't quit when you're making new equity highs every day, right?
Yeah. And that equity curve is telling a story. It's giving you a glimpse into what it's going to feel like in those dips. And great traders have the confidence to trade through drawdown. And that doesn't come quickly, that doesn't come easily, but it does come from doing the work before you go live. Making decisions about the strategy before you go live to sort of finalize it and come up with a final version that you think is tradable and that you have confidence in, because that's where you're going to be. That's where your confidence is going to be the absolute lowest, is when you are in a drawdown and you're trying to decide whether, okay, did this thing just fall apart or is it going to come back? I have no real idea. If you don't have an idea, or if you get caught by surprise by a drawdown, there's something in your development process of the strategy that's lacking. You need to be able to anticipate that and understand what's going to happen and know what it's going to feel like when you get to that point where you're going to feel like quitting or abandoning the strategy.
Let's go one level deeper there, because 100% agree with all that, and we've talked about the importance of the equity curve, and that's going to tell you what your real experience is roughly going to be like, right? How deep are the drawdowns, how long are the drawdowns, all that kind of stuff. But I think a lot of traders get stuck in the area where they're always trying to make it better, right? So they have a curve, an equity curve, and they're like, okay, there's my equity curve. That's good to go. But what if I add one more filter, or maybe what if I tweak a filter value, or what if I do at what point, say you're like watching over someone's shoulder, would you like slap their hand off the keyboard and say, enough, it's time to graduate this thing to live? Like, because there's always like on the edges you can do